She left a life of big city glamour for the terror of the trenches, eventually bearing arms even while bearing a child. When war came to Kyiv, everyone had to make a choice: run, hide, or fight. The woman they call Ukraine's Joan of Arc made hers. She chose to become a sniper.
Here I said, hello, Russians.
Hello, Russians.
I'm coming soon.
Born to fight.
Oh, yeah.
That's Yevhenia, toy gun in her hand. This is her mother, a former Olympic diver, and her father, a master rifleman.
When was the first time that you picked up a rifle?
I was 9 years.
Were you a natural?
Yeah.
By the time she reached her teenage years, the guns were real, and so now was the threat of war. This is the year Russia first invaded Crimea, and Russia-backed separatists seized the Donbass in eastern Ukraine. At university, she was a top shooter in her campus military program. The army wanted her, but Yevhenia had other plans. This was Kyiv, after all, cosmopolitan, glamorous, and back then the war in the East felt a million miles away. So instead of enlisting, she took up jewelry design, rebranding herself as Emerald. Before the invasion, what were you doing?
So I was quite a successful woman. I was a businesswoman. I had lots of plans for the future, and I was enjoying my life. I was a fancy, glamorous Kyiv girl.
When dawn broke on February 24th, 2022, those carefree days were obliterated. Emerald stocked up on the essentials. She was locked, loaded, ready for the worst.
This is here in the apartment.
Yes, here.
Okay.
I'm waiting for Russians.
Seriously?
Really?
And you were ready?
Yes.
The people of Kyiv were battling fear, while the outmatched military was fighting for every mile. A commander who knew Emerald called her, desperate for more fighters for a special forces unit.
He asked me, "Do you have a weapon?" I said, "Yes." He says, "Come here." And I asked, "Do you really need me? Do you really need my help?" And he says, yes, we need you.
Vitaly remembers the day the real Emerald showed herself. Russian drones were attacking their base. Emerald picked up her rifle.
I remember how I ran out and she was shooting at the drones. Probably 99% of the time, she shot them down, even though they were hardly visible. They were so far away.
I have good news. Finally have my weapon. First and second.
At the base near Kyiv, the woman who shot Russian drones out of the sky was singled out for one of the most dangerous jobs in any military: sniper.
I cannot lie. Many men wanted to have this position. They wanted to be snipers. But not everybody is cut out for it. And it was really hard for me as well.
The difference between being a good shot and an effective sniper is vast, like the gulf between basic math and advanced calculus.
I was crying at night. I regretted that in school I didn't study geometry and physics that well. I always thought it was knowledge I would never use. That was my mistake.
It was 6 months of high-risk reconnaissance and high-value targets.
Being a sniper is not like in the movies, where he sits and shoots 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. On our front, everything is different. You can fire 1 shot, maximum 2, and then must change your position. But already before the second shot, you are in danger, because your position could be very easily identified.
Were you ever discovered by the other side?
Ні.
No, if I had been identified by other snipers, I would not be here.
Там.
In this work, panic is the enemy. Fear keeps you alive. In one fierce battle, Emerald remembers hiding for 7 hours, watching, waiting, and then holding her breath as a Russian infantry unit approached.
Настільки близько.
They got so close that at that time I understood that, okay, that's it, that they will find me. There were too many of them, and I would have died for sure. I would have been a hero, but a dead hero.
Але мертвим героєм.
You saw them, and then what happened?
Вони десь.
They were around 50 meters far from me for an hour. I heard what they were talking about, what they were laughing at. I thought that, okay, I will die. But they didn't find me.
Чорнобривці насіяла мати.
Emerald's unit would head to the most dangerous place on the battlefield, what Ukrainians call the zero line, the nearest edge of the enemy's position.
І в останній 5-й день.
On the 5th day, our location was identified by the enemy, and they started shelling us. At that moment, I thought we would not survive until the morning.
On a night like that, most people would spend the long hours bracing for the worst, fighting down fear.
Because we will be a new country, a new Ukraine, with a completely new future.
Emeralds, woman, sniper, mother, icon of Ukrainian courage in the face of overwhelming odds.
There are many reasons to fear for the future. The war is far from resolved. There will be more destruction and more death.
And yet there's reason for hope in a baby girl born in the springtime, and a reason to pray that her world will be at peace.